Happy New Year's Eve, everybody! Thank you very much for being here. Today on Getting to Know the Artist, we have none other than Molly Gruesome. I've been talking to her, we've been in the works of trying to make something happen. It's just been kind of hard, my new schedule, her schedule, stuff like that. But I am glad that you finally came on to my show, and I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that came in even before we started and dropped some comments, like Ruby here and Lumberjack, Akira, Teasy, Gracie, Little Taffy. Um, yes, thank you so very much, everybody. Whoop whoop. People are coming back. Yes, awesome. Uh,
Awesome. Yeah,
what's up?
thanks for having me on, yo.
Yeah, yeah. Wakanda, EC, whoop whoop. Whoop. What's up? Cypress G, I'm here. Legends in the high. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna just jump right into the questions and go from there. Obviously, get some questions brewing in your own head that maybe you do or don't know that you just think would make good content. Somebody that may not know about her or whatever. But we're gonna start with my questions. So, first things first. What's your name? Where was you born and raised, and where do you currently live now?
I'm Molly Grissom. I was born and raised in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. Um, and that's where I still live.
No
I've not
kidding.
not really left the home base.
See,
um, yeah, so I'm like close to like Detroit, Michigan, kind of. I'm up like 4 hours from Detroit. So not too far from the clown town, but
yeah.
there's a border in between us.
There's a border. Yeah. I did not know you lived in Canada. That's news to me. When you said East Coast or the same time zone, anyhow, I just figured you were like somewhere in one of these states over yonder or whatever. That's cool. And you just, I mean, I'm guessing you liked it there and never really wanted to move, or even like, have you moved around in Canada at all, or you just stayed in that same, town or whatever?
Pretty much same, yeah. I mean, my family's here, and I raised my daughter here, so just never really had a reason to leave, I guess.
Okay,
but
no, yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's a decent spot. Like, I like my city, and it's pretty dope. We had like a decent music scene going. And the ICP actually came here and performed in my town. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe like 8 years ago or something. But
Why are you
well, that's
why are
pretty
you all
cool because like
circles?
getting like them over here in Canada in the first place, is a treat. And yeah, they actually came to Guelph, so that was actually pretty dope. I think that's probably my favorite thing ever was getting to open for ICP in my hometown.
Yeah, is that better, Ruby? Ruby's like, why are y'all circles? It's a style setting on the stream thing. I'm just trying new different stuff or whatever. Um, no, that's cool. All right. Question number two: are you a juggalo? How long have you been down? And do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper? Because some people don't want to be put in that box.
Yeah, definitely a juggalo. I've been listening since I'm probably like 99 was when I first got into ICP. There was one one juggalo in my hometown where I went to high school. And so yeah, I ended up befriending the one other juggalo in the entire freaking town, and got into it from there. And like honestly, like I would say, yeah, I'm a juggalo rapper. Like I I don't know if, like I get that some people kind of don't want to put that label on them, but it makes the most sense to say that about me, I would say, because I've always had the most support from the juggalo scene, as far as support for my music goes. It's been juggalos that keeping this whole fucking train moving, I would say.
Right.
And I love being part of the scene. I love being part of every fucking awesome thing that it is to be a juggalo. So I'm all
Now,
right with that. You can call me a
now, when you're
juggalo
making
rapper.
music, though, do you strictly make like horrorcore music, or do you make some kind of girly pop song that I don't know about, or something like that?
It varies. Yeah, like I'll do some horrorcore songs, but at the end of the day, like I like the silly kind of aspect of juggalo music. Like I like the clown part. You know what I mean? Like ICP's like horrorcore and they do the horror stuff, but they're also really fucking funny.
Right.
So that's something that I've always really liked about it. So I think I kind of put a little bit of that into my music, is it's a lot of it doesn't have like super seriousness to it. Some of my songs are just silly, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I kind of just stick with like a style that works for me, because I can do horrorcore songs, but I'm just silly Amali, and I'm not very scary. I don't think
Oh,
so. So like a lot of my songs are just like regular rap songs, or just stuff that kind of speaks to me, I guess. Um,
yeah.
and not necessarily just like Juggalo content only, I guess you could say.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so question number three is, what inspired you to start making music? Like, what was that switch that you're like, I want to do this?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I always used to write. I used to write like poems and stuff like that when I was in school, and um, I just kind of fell into it almost because I got a computer that had a recording program on it. It had like I think it was GarageBand or something, and you could make beats in it, and you could record. And I just started playing around with it one day and kind of making silly songs with a friend of mine. And we started doing like we did like almost like performance art. It wasn't really music. It was more like just really silly songs about like Dave Chappelle skits and playing the cowbell, and like so me and her would just make these dumb songs just for fun. And I was like, okay, let's put it up on MySpace, just for fun. And people started listening to it and thought it was hilarious. And we actually had someone ask us if we wanted to perform live. So we're like, okay, sure, why not? And that really just started it all, because as soon as I went and performed once, I wanted to keep doing that forever.
Absolutely, like
As soon as like I
addicted.
got the bug. Yeah, like you get the itch for it, and like now it's just that's what I want to do. And so yeah, it kind of just happened. Like it wasn't really something that I planned starting out. It just like a little organically, I guess. So I did a whole bunch of shows with my friend in this group, and then eventually she got tired of it. She didn't want to do it anymore. She just wasn't as into it as I was, kind of thing. So I was like, okay. I just started doing it by myself and getting more into rap and like actual structured songs and like buying beats from producers as opposed to making my own really shitty beats. 'Cause I'm not a producer. I cannot like the whole beat making process. I
Mix
give it up to people who
mastering
do
and
it, right? I do not
yeah.
have the patience for that shit. I do not have the patience for like editing and mixing, mastering, any of that shit. I outsource it because I hate it. So
No, I feel it. I couldn't.
yeah, I don't know, it's just not my forte. So yeah, like after that, it just kind of became more like more focused, I guess, and I started doing more shows as Molly Gruesome, um, and eventually, I think it was Blaze and Blaze and Boondocks or Blaze and ABK came to Canada and did a show, and a homie of mine was working for Psychopathic at the time, and he was like, "Hey, you do music?" He's like, "Oh, we'll like give you a set on this show, like if you want to go up and perform at the beginning of the show, like so hook me up with that." And that's it snowballed from there. Is once I did that show, I got asked to perform on The Gathering, um, and it's been just time
That's
after that. 'Cause I'd already been going to gatherings. Like I went to my first one in 2005. So I'd already been to like 6 gatherings, I think, before I actually performed on one.
right, right.
So
That's freaking amazing. That's actually like one of my questions later on down in the track. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add or ask on to it. The question was, have you played The Gathering and or been to, and if so, how many?
yeah, so this year it was my 11th gathering and I think my 6th time performing at the gathering. I'm pretty sure.
Man.
Yeah, so the first time was 2011, um, back in the old hog rock days, and we're like performing at like 1 in the afternoon, and it was like 100 fucking degrees. Like it was so fucking hot. The like when they used to have it at Cave in Rock, dude. Like I know some of y'all were probably there. It was sweaty as a motherfucker. So the first the first couple performances were like daytime slots in the heat, and it was rough. Like, there's video of it and you could just see like I'm like sweating my ass off.
I'm
But
gonna have to
it was
dabble
really
into
cool,
that. Try finding some of that footage just for the fun of it.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's on YouTube, but yeah, it was kind of cool because that was like a dream come true for me. I as somebody who'd been listening to ICP, since I was a teenager, and just that was just like the number one thing. If I could pick one thing in my entire life that I would ever want to do, I would say performing at the Gathering and the Juggalos would be it, and I got to do it. And I got to
Right.
do it several times, so it's really fucking cool. Like it's definitely like I get super hype about it still. I'm not one of those artists that's just like, oh yeah, cool. I guess I'm doing
Ah,
this,
that's because you're a
whatever.
real jug, and you were a jug before the fact. So,
Right?
man, I hope
Yeah, like
artists. I
I
mean,
geek
maybe
out
they do
about it
feel that
still, man.
way.
Like
They're like,
I still
your
get mad about
clowns asked us to come. We didn't want to. Man, I hope no artists really feel like that. Like, get the fuck out of here then.
it. Yeah,
But no, that's
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Who do you look up to in the music industry today or in the past, current, present, mainstream, or underground?
Oh, that's a good question. So funny enough, uh, the very first gathering that I went to before I even had really started rapping, like I was doing music a little bit, but I wasn't like rapping and putting stuff out at the time. I happened to camp on the same campsite as Illegal. And obviously at the time she was doing her thing. She was in true high class, I think, at the time. Um, and she was performing at gatherings, and so I got to meet her back then, before I'd even really started out. And she was a huge inspiration, because like there was not a lot of other female rappers. Still
Right.
isn't. Still isn't. It's still a sausage fest, like all the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, like she's always been a really big influence. To me, she was like the OG, female rapper that really like was doing her thing. Um, and yeah, she's still super cool. I keep up with her a little bit, so she's still
R-
fucking killing it.
Ruby
And
said,
she's doing DJ stuff now under Wraithy. So
yeah.
yeah, so
Ruby
she's fun.
said, Molly looks
Um,
up to me, main influence right here.
I do. I do look up to you, Ruby.
She's goofy. Um,
Yo, for real. So yeah, illegal was a big one. Right now, geez, I like all kinds of stuff, because like I love ICP and I love Juggalo music, but as far as what I listen to on the regular basis, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. It's like metal.
right.
I listen to tons of metal music. I listen to rap. I listen to pop. I listen like basically anything that catches my fancy, kind of. Big
Yeah,
one right
yeah.
now. I got the King 810 shirt. So definitely love these guys. They're fucking dope. Um, and I get looking up to right now. I look up to like the whole Chapter 17 movement right now.
Yeah,
Is pretty fucking cool,
baby.
dude.
The
That's that new
Lord and
Wicked.
Saber, we bless you.
Yeah, man. It's that new Wicked, Like I really love seeing the scene going where it is. Because like I dropped out. I was doing music way back when, and then I stopped for about 6 years. And I didn't really go to any Juggalo events, and I didn't really keep up with anything that was going on. And so, like, coming back into it and seeing this like new wave, almost like the new wave of Juggalo shit, is fucking awesome. It's awesome. It really like makes me feel like we have a future.
Right, yeah.
C17 helped your mom.
I love that
Heather,
shit. Chapter 17, fuck your mom.
not
Bougie
Heather.
crazy. Whoop whoop! What is up, everybody? Thanks for holding it down already. Everybody in the chat, you're so beautiful. I appreciate all of your faces, even though I can't see your faces. I can only see little icons. Some of y'all, I can actually see your faces. But thank you very much. We appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's dope. And so you just mentioned the fact that you did take like a 6 year furlough, give or take. The next question is, are there any current projects in the works then? Are you going to be performing? Are you going to be trying to work on any new songs? Are there songs already in the works that we didn't even know about? Or, um,
Yeah, I got some shit in the works. Speaking of Cheese House, I got a track with Ruby that is going to be coming out at some point. It's already recorded, but I haven't put it through to my guy to be mixed and mastered yet because I'm a lazy motherfucker. Sorry, Ruby. But we will have the song out. We will have the song out. So that's in the works. Just dropped the remix of Wicked Till I Kick It by Jane Doe. I did a verse on that song with her, and that's out. So you guys can check that out on streaming apps or whatever. And then just working on my own stuff. I do really want to have an EP sometime in the next couple of months. but I'm, as I said, kind of a lazy motherfucker. But like when I did music before I took my break, I was really, really, really going at it hard. I was really, really pushing myself. I was working a full-time job and raising a teenager and trying to have a music career. And I ended up just kind of getting like fucking burnt out, dude. Like just a whole bunch of things were going on at the
Nah,
time,
burnout's
and
real.
it is real, and it was just like there was so much pressure, and like there you have to put a lot of work in as an independent artist. You're only pushing yourself. There's no team. This is it. It's just me. So like and so I got burnt out, and coming back into it now and working on it now, I basically told myself I was going to do it at my own pace. I was going to do it like I'm going to do music in a way that doesn't make me stressed out and doesn't make me like get to that point of feeling overworked, because I want to enjoy it. This isn't going to
Absolutely.
be my money maker. This isn't going to be my job. I'm not making my rent off of the raps that I'm doing. That's not really the goal. It's never really been the goal. So I just want to take it at my own fucking pace, and so that
Sure.
means sometimes things take a little longer to get out. I haven't really released a lot of stuff, but I've done quite a few performances. I did the Gathering this year. I did a couple shows with Razakel. Um, she speaking of influence as well. Razakel's always been an influence of mine too. She's a fucking boss, man. There are not a lot of female run record labels in the underground at all, and she really puts on other artists and really like puts people on that even when she doesn't have to. So yeah, I did a couple tracks with her, or sorry, a couple shows with her, and yeah, the rest is just kind of in the works. I've got some beats. I've got a recording set up in my house now, so I will have stuff out, but yeah, it's gonna get kind of be at my own pace because,
No,
like I
I'd
said, I know.
admire that you don't like demand to live off of it. And like, ain't that the dream for everybody? Don't get me wrong. If you could live off your music, that'd be awesome. I
Mhm.
like that you have a responsible mindset, and it might eventually start paying a bill. It might cover your electric one month or
What?
whatever. But you're not like, oh, I gotta have $1,500 this week off of this song. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and to each their own, but no, that you just got a
Yeah.
different perspective, and people like you, obviously. So I'm sure people will wait to hear your music and play the crap out of it when it comes out. So no, that's a different perspective, and I dig it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, and it's hard. It's I see people that do it for, and they're doing it like this. It is music is their job. Like that's what
Yeah.
they want. It's going to be their full-time thing. And honestly, like if I'd started when I was younger, and like I hadn't I was like a single mom, so there were a lot of things that I couldn't do. I couldn't just take off and go on tour. I can't just be like, bye. I'm going away for 3 months. Good luck, small child. See ya. Like I don't. Again, there's no team here. It's just me. So that was always kind of a limiting factor as well. Because like I knew that it was always going to be like music is fun, but it's always kind of got to be on a little on the back burner because there's always just been shit that took precedence. So,
Yeah.
but my daughter's grown up now. She doesn't really need me anymore, so I can go on tour now.
She said, I
I
can
can go
have
on tour
fun
now.
now.
Yeah, I can go and
Man.
like travel world stuff, and I would love to. That's like one of the things I definitely really really want to do is go on a tour sometime because I have not been able to do
Absolutely.
that. Yeah,
go see
I
the
think that's pretty
world
cool.
and just meet a bunch of ugly people for no reason. No, I'm just
Yeah.
no, that's awesome. Uh, do you have a favorite song that you've made so far? Or if it's hard to pick one, maybe a couple or a few or whatever.
Favorite song? Um, I think like probably Back to the Grave. Um, it's probably one of the favorite ones that I've done. And Godson did the beat for that one, and I had him do a custom beat for me. So the beat is unique in that one. I did a video for it too, which was really fucking fun, and all my friends dressed up as zombies, and we got like this rooftop, like at the top of an apartment building. The what's that called? The suite or whatever. Anyway, at the very top of this apartment building was this like extra apartment, and it was furnished like it was from the 70s, like straight up like shag carpeting, like like mirrors on the like walls. It was such a weird fucking setup. So we shot the video at this place. So that was really fucking cool. So I think that's probably one of my favorites. You can check that on YouTube.
Hell
There's
yeah.
the video for that one. And I also, but I think one of my favorite songs is like I said, I like to do kind of like funny stuff and just like silliness because I'm a fucking clown. So I did a song once called Pot Zombies, and it was inspired by the movie Pot Zombies. Um, so I wrote a song called Pot Zombies about pot zombies, and I put it up, and it ended up that the director of the movie Pot Zombies somehow, or one of the guys who helped make that movie ended up hearing the song. I don't know how. I don't know if somebody like sent it to them or something like that.
Right.
But he ended up hitting me up when he was making another movie and had my song Back to the Grave in his movie. So like I'm
No
on like
kidding.
yeah, it was like the most random because it's just like the literally the stupidest song, and I wrote it
Uh,
like on my computer. It wasn't even like recorded in a studio. It was just like the
she's like, I was
shittiest,
lit, fucking
dumbest
around.
song.
It wasn't
You
supposed
know?
to mean nothing.
Yeah. It's about pot zombies and people who smoke pot and turn into zombies, and like it was this like dumb little song, but he ended up hearing it. And I thought that was pretty fucking cool. You never know who's
Yeah,
listening, man. You never know. You never
that
know
is
who's checking your
awesome.
shit out. You really, really
Man,
don't.
listen, I feel that statement right there a little bit. Like you never know, and I never knew that like Ouija, like peeped in on me the way he did, and then stole my whoop and whatnot. So yeah, I feel it. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
dude.
bet that was like really like wow. So yeah.
Uh, that's
Um,
awesome.
Realistically, you said your kid's grown now, so now it's time to get down to business. Go party some more.
Yep.
Real no,
Midlife
realistic.
crisis.
Real realistically, where do you see yourself in 5 years with the music industry? Do you just want to still be nonchalant making songs? Do you want to maybe took it a little more further and serious and tried to be your own label or on a label, or you're just gonna stay independent and make music as you go, and people are gonna either just listen or they're not? Like, what's the
Yeah,
five year plan?
I'm probably just gonna wing it and see where it goes. That's kind of like mostly how I've done it the entire time. I honestly like. I would love to, like I said, I'd love to tour. That is one thing that I really do wanna do. Um, it's a little complicated because I am Canadian, so touring in the United States is is you technically you've got to get like a work visa to do that. But I probably won't do that. Get
So
a visa.
you got to do that even to go to the gathering.
Um, Not to go to the gathering, but to perform. Like if you're an artist performing music in like and you come to the States from Canada or from any other country, they consider it working. So if you're
Uh,
going to the States to do a tour, you're working. If you want to work in another country, that country wants their cut. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of how it works.
right.
You're supposed to get like a work visa if you want to go to the States to do shows or tours or
But what
whatever.
if you don't make money when you're working? Like
Doesn't
you
really
just
matter. It doesn't matter.
right.
Yeah, they still consider it. They still consider it work. Yeah, it's wild. So you could like see like a lot of artists getting turned away at the border or whatever, not able to cross because they don't have proper paperwork. You don't have the
Right.
proper visa and stuff.
It
Um,
makes me think of artists like Umo and Percy and that have came that are technically from different countries and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah,
Crazy.
it's different, you know. Like it definitely complicates things a little bit. I remember, you remember Kid Crusher? Kid
Hmm.
Crusher's Australian, and they were trying to get him to come to a gathering forever, and he flew all the way from Australia to the States, and then when he got here, they turned him away. And then he
Oh,
had to just get right back on the plane and go right back home. So,
oh,
yeah, like
that's
it's hard for if you're not from the US, like it can really screw you over.
right, right,
Yeah, but
man.
yeah, 5-year plan. I don't know. So tour maybe, putting out more songs, obviously. As far as signing to a label, I don't think so. Um, I do like being independent, and on a real tip, like the only record label I ever wanted to sign to was Psychopathic Records.
Right.
It's honestly like and it's just like that's not gonna happen. So and
Right.
that's not like a oh I'm not good enough for what like no, it's
They're
not gonna
not
happen.
signing nobody,
They're not
right?
signing up. No. No,
It's
it's yeah, exactly. So that's definitely and I don't otherwise um I don't really see too much of a need to go for a label. Just nowadays it's so much easier to do things independently. Um,
yeah, yeah.
you know, and just kind of like do things your own way, I guess. So but yeah, who knows, right? I'm just like I said, I'm just gonna wing it. I've been having a lot
Going
of
on the
fun.
wind.
Really
Yeah,
hoping
yeah.
I'll get to hop on some more shows, do the gathering again. You know, I'd love to perform at something like Juggalo Ohio or or like Tom Woods Float or something like that. You know,
I would
I'd
like
like
to
to
catch the flow. I have never caught the flow, and
me
I think that would be interesting. But it's like the gathering, the float, hollow wicked. We're fucking broke, or I'm broke. I can imagine for you being in Canada how much it costs, even once you got all the permits or what the hell ever. Like,
yeah.
bro, that's
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. So they're having it earlier this year, I guess. They're having it in June.
Oh yeah.
But then even still, like it's still like right before the gathering and yeah. We'll
All
see.
right.
I think it'd be cool though.
So, if not music, then what? Do you have any other hobbies or interests, or would you just be working a 9 to 5? Trying to raise your kid like you already done, and or I mean, what would you be doing, or would it still probably be something to do with music on the side?
Um, Music. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't really see myself doing anything else. Like even before I started making my own music, I've just always been super into music, like super into it. Like I love going to concerts. Just as many concerts as I possibly could go to. I have been to. I've seen so many fucking bands in my life. I used to just be like, oh, it's a Wednesday night, I'm bored. I would look online and see if there was a local show, like if the local band performing or like some other like music thing going on, and just go.
Right.
It doesn't matter who it is, what genre of music. It could be a punk band. It could be like I love live music. I love like absolutely obsessed. So I think
Absolutely.
even if I wasn't, making my own music, I'd definitely still be out there in the scene. And I also, other than performing, I've also done radio. I
Well,
hosted a hip hop radio show for like 2 or 3 years.
no
Um,
kidding.
yeah, so just like promoting
So
artists
how
I
come we
like.
don't have like Molly Gruesome horrorcore podcast or something, 101 or some shit?
We might.
Yeah.
I would love to do a web show. It's one of the ideas in the works, um, that I would definitely enjoy doing because I like I like interviewing people. I like doing interviews for sure. I like chatting with other artists, and
Yeah.
I like being able to promote art that I like. I like being able to promote music that I like. I like being able to like introduce people to the like songs and the music and the artists that I'm
Well,
passionate about.
I'm gonna clip this, everybody, and that's gonna be my like infomercial right there. She just described Dreadlockjuggalo in my promoting music and artists, and
uh,
no, that's beautiful for real. I feel it so much. I used to
yeah,
not being a people person or a people pleaser even. Like, leave me alone, leave me alone. But Juggalos, it's a different type of world. It's a whole different community. And I've said it before in streams, like I gatekeep my own music for like the last, I don't know, 20 years or something. If the clowns didn't put them in front of me or it wasn't on the radio, I didn't listen to it type stuff. Like the underground was non-existent to me. And so I owe it to myself to discover artists and people that I don't know and get them discovered if I have any means or way of doing that. And it's my way of like giving back. So no,
yeah,
I absolutely get it.
yeah. That's
Um,
awesome, dude.
did you want to be a singer as a kid, or what did you want to be as a kid? Maybe a paleontologist, or you were gonna cosmetologist, or I don't know. What do little girls want to be, a princess, or
Oh, definitely a princess. I am one. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I get like, I've always just loved music, and I've always just been into that, so I think, like, this is probably just would have happened at some point or would have been involved in music somehow, um, just because, like, I kinda don't really care about much else. I don't like sports. I don't really do get like gaming. I don't like music is pretty much everything.
right,
Everything to me,
right.
and I just like work a job just so I have the money to go to the concerts I want to go to. Otherwise, I wouldn't
What
fucking do.
kind of job does Molly work? What's your 9 to 5? I work at an automotive factory. I'll put that out there so you don't
Me
feel like
too.
that's random. Oh yeah, I think we discovered that. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your
Twinkies.
car
Whoop
friend, girl.
whoop.
Next
That's
time you are
awesome.
cruising down the road and you reach over and you turn your air conditioning on and you feel a nice cool breeze in your face, you can be like, "Thanks, Molly Gruesome, 'cause I did that."
And
I
and
think
next time.
you need an air conditioning unit. So, or conversely, if you go to turn on your air conditioning and it doesn't work, you can be like, "Fuck you, Molly Gruesome."
I was about to say too. And next time you're cruising down the road and your broke ass gonna fill up your car and that gas tank getting empty, you can think of me when those fumes are going out that fuel pipe. 'cause that's what I make. uh,
Yep. Yep. They
that's
run out of
awesome.
fuel and their air conditioning stops working, and it's all our fault. No. Sorry, guys. I was tired that day.
Yeah, right. I forgot that. No. No,
Oh,
that's cool.
man. Yeah, so it's been the
Okay.
grind, the factory grind. You know,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sucks. It's really physically fucking hard, but that's how I got the guns, bruh. That's how I got these
Yeah,
fucking guns,
it
bruh.
pays the bills and keeps you in shape, kind of.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
if you
Just
could
natural.
collaborate with any artist, mainstream or underground, who would it be?
Hmm. Oh wow, that's a tough one. Um, I think I really like. I think it would probably be like Yellow Wolf if I had to choose one. 'Cause, like,
Hmm.
I've always been a big fan of Yellow Wolf, and if I had the magic to make that happen, that would be one. As far as, like, underground artists, damn.
You got to manifest that shit. How do you know Yellow Wolf ain't watching you right now? Huh? Huh? Yeah.
Maybe.
What? No.
Up, Yella. How you doing, boo?
Right.
Right? Yeah. That, and then just, like, honestly, I collaborate with pretty much anybody. I love doing collabs. I don't know why, it's so much fun to me, and I think it, like, gives me the chance to do maybe a style of song or, uh, like, different lyrical content than I might normally not do. So when somebody sends you a track and they have their own idea that they've put into it and that they've done the hook or whatever, and you've got to come in there with your own. You got to match their style, kind of, but in your own style.
Right. You
You
gotta get
know,
a feel
so
of what they're trying to put out and then make your own to go with it and sound
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. So like, I definitely like that. So anybody who wants to collab, it's literally as easy as record a song and then send me the song. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Record the song, send me the song. That's it. That's it. Because I definitely like hopping on other people's projects. I like working with other artists, and I think it's just fucking better that way. I don't know. I really
Miss.
like the way that the scene is right now and the way that people are, like, working together and, like, helping each other out, promoting each other's projects and stuff because, like, you get a lot of salty motherfuckers, and when it comes to artists, like, they'll get, like, jealous and don't wanna help other artists or promote other
Right.
artists because they feel
It's
like
a
it's gonna take.
competition. I'm gonna be the best.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
and listen, you got to have that. I think if you're gonna take it real at all, like you got to want to, in a depending on what your goal is with the music. Like, I guess you versus someone actually like, okay, I'm gonna live off of this. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It might be a little different, but generally, like, otherwise, what's the point if you don't, have confidence and a little even cockiness and doing your music or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know about all the beef and like, oh, well, I can't do a feature with him. He's got less followers than I bought. Let me say that again. Than I bought, not got. Like it don't make sense to me. Like, be real, be organic, and yeah, I think collaboration. And at a certain level, sure, you're charging for your feature or whatever. Make your little whatever, but don't completely exile an opportunity. Or maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm doing interviews and not making music. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I think
oh
I'm
yeah.
just like, I want to see a music scene. I don't want to just worry about my show, myself, my Molly Gruesome, just the one thing that I'm doing. Like, I want to see a Juggalo music scene flourish
Right.
because I love it and because there's so many good, fun people in the scene that are just killing it. And like that just makes me happy to see, you know?
Mr.
That's
Green
definitely
Thumbs
like
asked what province is Molly from?
what province? I'm from Ontario. And I'm gonna assume that you're from Ontario too, because you're from Ottawa, Mr. Green Thumb. Aw, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat right now.
No, you're good. I try to put some of the, chats up there temporarily in between or whatever. And if it's a question for sure, I'll try to put it up there so you can see it at the bottom of the just screen or whatever. Um, okay, the next question, this one's always kind of odd to ask, especially for artists that have been to the gathering and met other artists, because I hate to sound like I'm taking away from them. I just got to meet the clowns for the first time last year, and that was amazing. I have met Ouija a couple times now, whatnot, but the question is, have you ever met anyone famous to you? And I like to use in this question, I met Polly Shore, so that's separate
Okay.
from music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, but if you've only met artists, that's dope. Say some or whatever, but answer it how you will.
Um, I have met probably like the most famous-ish person that I met was uh do you remember the Tom Green show?
Mm-hmm.
Tom Green used to have his own show and his sidekick Glenn on the show I hung out with before. So it's probably like the most famous-ish person that I've ever met. Um, I
No,
haven't
that's
really like,
dope.
yeah, it was random. Otherwise, yeah, like I've had brief interactions with artists. Like, uh, I got pretty much just a quick picture, um, with ICP when they uh came here to perform in my hometown. Same with like Tech Nine, Chris Calico. Um, who else? Just, like I did get to open up for a lot of different artists, so there's been occasional brief like quick hi handshake kind of thing.
Right. Hi, how you doing?
but
Nice to meet you.
but I'm not really like a um schmooze, in the green room or going to hang on the tour bus kind of person.
Yeah.
so so yeah, I haven't really like I don't know, hung out with celebrity, I guess. But
No, yeah, I
yeah, here
mean,
and there brushed
you ain't gotta
elbows.
hang out with him. I just maybe
Yeah.
somebody's gonna come on here and be like, I met the president. I ain't never met the president. I met Polly Shore. I met Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope, motherfucker.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So, no,
Yeah.
that's cool. Um, all right. What's your favorite color?
Black.
All right, mine would have to be red.
My whole fucking wardrobe. It's just everything
um,
matches with everything.
right. What is your favorite domesticated and wild type animal?
Domesticated dog, for sure. I'm a dog lover. I have the absolute cutest dog in the entire world. She's not in the room right now, or I would show you guys. Oh, wild animal. Oh, let's see. Um, really, like I think the platypus is probably the coolest wild animal because they're fucking weird looking. They have like a duck bill and they have like webbed feet and they like are poisonous, like part poisonous, and they like swim, they lay eggs, but they're also like a mammal and they I don't know. They're like a
Yeah.
really weird creature, like a very, very strange creature. So I'd say the platypus.
I have never had somebody come up here. Well, I say that like I've done a billion, but I've done like 40 of these almost now, and ain't nobody ever said a platypus. That's a that's an awesome answer.
That's a good
Uh,
one.
I feel now mine don't sound so cool, but you know, I too like dogs, and my wild animal is a white tiger because they're not supposed to like exist, and they're alluring, like they'll draw you in and they'll kill you. Like they're not gonna be your friend. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe at a zoo, but even
Tigers are
then you
fucking
gotta watch
metal,
it.
yo.
Yeah. So,
Tigers are
but a
super metal.
platypus, that's the answer.
Yeah, the
I
platypus.
can't wait for somebody to top that. I don't. Yeah, I don't think nobody said nothing off the wall like that. I think maybe who was it? Somebody said a mongoose or something, but
Okay.
uh, all right. So we have gotten to my next page, and when I get to this, I'd like to ask everybody who has remained in the chat so far, if you have any questions for Molly that I have not asked, absolutely anything at all, please put them in the chat. If you know a thing that you want to get her to talk about or something, make that how you word the question or whatever. I just like to give y'all a chance to ask some questions that maybe I haven't asked or whatever. And while y'all are thinking about that, I'm gonna ask you, how do you try to separate yourself from other artists in the underground scene?
Um, Mostly just kind of trying to be myself as much as I can. Obviously, like when you're a rapper, you kind of put on a character, I guess. Like, you like there's Molly Gruesome, and then there's me, everyday, person doing my thing, working, right? So everybody kind of like has almost a character that they get into, I think, when they're on stage or doing music. But I try and kind of just keep it as real to myself and what I like as I can, because like nobody else is me. I'm the only
Right.
me. I'm the only Molly Gruesome, so I'm the only one who can make music that is unique to me, I guess. So I just kind of like I love doing Juggalo stuff, but like we were talking about the horrorcore aspect before, where I said like I'm just not really that scary. So like I'm just like I always wanted to do like Juggalo music, but not just stick to only that and only like horrorcore stuff, because I feel like I there's so many other like different kinds of songs and stuff that I would like to do, and silly stuff, and just whatever random crap I feel like rapping about.
Right. Right.
um and like just like I think as far as like standing out, um I try to have a really good live performance. That's something that I really uh I like personally, like that's what I really try and bring. If I don't have super fucking like amazing production, I'm not getting like, spending thousands of dollars in a studio recording my music so that it's professional. I'm not like, you know, but I fucking bring it live.
Right.
That's what I
Right.
do. That's what I fucking do. So
They,
to me, like I just want to like go on that stage and be interesting and not just be up there just kind of spitting my lyrics and just repeating, regurgitating, I suppose, something that I've recorded previously. Like I want to get up on that stage and I want to see people having a good time in the crowd, and I want to like have that connection and that hype, and that's kind of like to me something that I kind of focus on with various levels of success, because performing live is performing live. It's like what we're doing right now. Like this is live. You don't always have like, it's not scripted. It's not, so things can go wrong, or you mess
Right.
up or forget lyrics or whatever else happens, but yeah, I definitely just try and bring it that way because I've always loved seeing live music, and being the one
R-
on stage doing it is pretty much like it's so much fun. It's so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
fun.
Dankus Magic asked, where's your favorite venue you performed at and why? We actually got a few questions here in the chat from some people, so thank you very much for these questions.
Favorite venue? I really, I have to say it was the pirate ship this year. It was the fucking pirate ship at the gathering this year. Like, how fucking cool is that? I kept telling people, like, dude, I get to rap on a pirate ship. Like, I thought that was the fucking dopest shit. That,
Right,
like,
right.
yeah, super cool. So I'd say like that is probably so far my favorite. Second favorite, I got to I got to perform with Swollen Members at a venue in Toronto called the Opera House. And I'd been going to shows at the Opera House since I was a teenager. I had seen bands that I absolutely loved on that stage. And being able to go from being in the crowd, watching people on that stage, to being the one on the stage performing was like really cool.
Oh yeah, kind of like euphoric almost or whatever, I
Yeah,
bet. That's
yeah. So that
um
would be like my second favorite.
all right. What does Molly do to get ready for a live performance?
My performance. I try to practice as much as possible. I will be in my studio with a hairbrush in my hand practicing my set.
Yeah.
Like I'll put it all like, get it all set, put like the songs, choose the songs that I'm gonna do, and I will literally sit in here and run through it and go through it and make sure that I've kind of got it down pat. Um, and then right before I go on stage, obviously I usually like to like toke up and I don't like to drink too much before a live performance because
Oh yeah.
it's not really conductive to before. I did a set at a Jolly Jam um, last month, and I was like 8 tall boys deep by the time I went to do my set. I got like 3 songs in, and I was just like start stumbling over my words, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm done.
Right, right.
So, try not to drink before a live performance, but yeah, practice, 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 practice. That's I've always been really big on practicing before any of the like major shows that I've done. Really try and run through my stuff and make sure that I've got it down and make sure that that I can belt it out properly.
Right. Mr. Green Thumb asked 2 questions. I'm just gonna say them together. How long have you been in like doing rap or whatever, singing, I guess? And then, did you perform in Canada or just USA?
I perform in Canada and USA. Um, I've done a lot of shows. Like when I first started out, I would just say yes to everything. Like people are like, "Hey, you want to come do a show on a Tuesday night in this small town in the middle of nowhere?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, heck yeah, I'm doing
Let's do this.
So like just did a whole bunch of like little venues and dive bars, and I've performed at schools at a school before for like I had to like pick songs that weren't super offensive, but
Right.
I performed for like kids at a school before. I've done outdoor events. I've done pretty much anything, and then it kind of moved up to bigger shows, like getting to open for ICP or getting to open for Ari the Rugged Man, or like kind of
Right.
like worked up there. So I've done a ton of shows. I've done a ton. I just like I said, every single show I would just say yes to. So I've performed all over Canada, the States, and would love to continue to do so. I love the
Yeah.
USA. I love you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. And
And
the
I
other
wouldn't
question was
mind.
how
Yeah, go
long
ahead. Yeah, how long
have
have
you been
you
in
been?
rap?
Yeah.
Um, I started in 2009, I think.
What,
2008 or 2009.
13,
Yeah.
14 years or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, so like 14 years, yeah, for a long time. Like, it's funny
uh,
because, like, I took that hiatus and I wasn't around for like 6 years. I wasn't releasing any music or doing any shows or putting anything out. Um, so I guess, like, you can take away those like 6 years from the total. But yeah, I've been doing it for a while. For a while. Old heads will remember Molly Gruesome because I've been I've
uh,
been I've been around, and now it's kind of
soup.
like it's cool because like I'm back and I'm doing it and I'm like reconnecting with people who knew me from before, and also getting with people who have never heard of me because I was gone for so long. I was out of the scene for so long. So now I've got like a new, group of people that have never listened to my stuff. So it's kind of
Right.
fun. Yeah.
Super Nugs asked or says, whoop whoop, it was dope meeting you at the gathering years back. I just wanted to ask, do you have any crazy gathering stories that comes to mind?
Crazy gathering stories. You know what's really funny? I was on Reddit and I'm reading this thread, and it's like, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a concert? And people are writing down like things that they've seen at concerts or has gone on at concerts. And every single answer, I'm looking through it and I'm just like, y'all have never been to a gathering, have you? Because it's all like tame stuff, like real tame stuff. And I'm sitting here like, well, I've seen a couple gangbangs. You know,
Right.
you haven't lived until you're walking through, the gathering and all of a sudden just see someone running a train on some chick and pouring Fago into her lady parts,
Yep.
and you'll see that kind of stuff at
The
the
human
gathering.
centipede.
Yeah. Yo, I don't know, and then just usual stuff like almost getting obliterated by Shaggy Two Dope in a golf cart. I think probably anyone who used to go to the gathering back in the day has a story similar to that.
Right.
We need T-shirts that are like, "We survived Shaggy Two Dope driving the golf cart." Like, that dude was a
Right.
menace. He was a menace
Um,
back in the day.
Broken Nose says, I remember Molly from Hog Rock Gathering. Uh,
Yeah.
Akira Jam says, has Molly contacted Jump Steady again?
I have not. I sent my request to perform at the gathering again, but I have not heard back yet. But it's early, so we'll see. But shout outs to Rob, shout out to Jump Steady. He's always been super, super duper cool. Um, Always just like a real professional dude and like super nice and like without really, just no reason to, like I'm just some little rapper from middle of nowhere Canada, and he's always just been really really cool to me and put me on. So shouts to Rob. Appreciate you, Jump
Right.
Steady. You're the shit. You're the shit, motherfucker. Yeah, he's always just been a pretty cool dude. So I guess I
EC
could say
said,
that. It said like if I met like famous people, I guess like I didn't count Rob, but yeah, like Jump Steady would I guess would be one that I
he's
have
so
actually
chill how
like.
he just engages with us. I mean, there's times he does set himself like back, like the clowns or whatever, and put that distance. But like out there, fucking directing like car parade of car passes, and they just like, come on, motherfuckers, like just like it was just all nonchalant and like yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got to meet him because I went to Psychopathic Records to. I was on the Juggalo show back when they used to do their web show. So
Hmm.
I got interviewed by J Web, and I got to go down to Psychopathic Records and like go into the building and like again, I'm a fan, dude. Like I'm not Miss Super Cool fucking artist. Like I was geeking the fuck out, like walking into Psychopathic Records and being like looking around and seeing like their like gold records on the wall and seeing like it was just probably one of the coolest fucking things that I've ever done. So again, shouts to Rob. Shouts to Rob for that. Um,
Absolutely.
that was probably one
um
of the coolest fucking things ever.
yeah. uh what music did your parents listen to, and do you think it persuaded, affected how you ended up making music?
Oh man, my parents listen to like shitty country music. Like
Oh,
not even like good country music, yo. Like they listen to like that new country stuff. So Shania Twain, Garth Brooks, like that
yeah.
yeah, they definitely were not into music. I for sure did not get that from them. They
Hmm.
they do not like rap. They're not like not supportive, um, but they're basically just like look at what I'm doing as like whatever. This crazy clown shit.
Humble said, shout out to Rob's flip phone. Akira said, I have a new flip phone for him. Cyrus said, what up, Humble? Got some legendary in the chat. I appreciate you, Humble. It's cool seeing your ass in my stream because little old Wiggles, you've been at this kind of thing forever. And I need to get you on because you make music too, dude, but you're also like a podcaster and you're busy and big famous, and I'm sure you got a whole agenda all the time, but I appreciate you taking the time to stop by my streams for real. And if not for me to support the
Yeah,
artists that actually come up here, man, that's awesomeness.
shout out Humble Among. Heck yeah. I was just watching
Absolutely.
watching Habs yesterday, actually.
Right, right. Uh, do you have any siblings, and do they support your career or whatever?
Yeah, I have an older brother and an older sister. I'm the baby. I'm the baby of the family. Um, they're again like they're just not really into it. I don't think they really understand the whole Juggalo thing.
No, you,
um,
you haven't brought them to the dark side.
no, like I honestly I've had like cousins of mine come to my shows, but my immediate family members have never ever been to one of my shows. Like mom, dad, sister, brother, never been to one of my shows ever, which is wild because I've been doing this for a long fucking time, but it's just not their thing.
Wow. No, I
It's
mean
not their thing, right? So,
that's cool, I guess.
oh, my
I've had
daughter came to
artists.
one of my shows though. My
Oh,
daughter
well, there
came
we
to one of my
go.
shows, so that was cool. I brought her to a
Did you
couple of
did you
them.
bribe her or whatever? Give her a little extra allowance or something? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it was actually yeah, it was kind of cool. She's pretty cool. Like she supports my stuff. She's got to use it as bragging rights every once in a while. She'll be like, "My mom's opening for Tech Nine," like like.
That's what's
But
up, though. That's cool. I've had
yeah,
artists come up here and tell me that very, like, kind of that very thing, but differently. Like, their family only supports them where it counts, type stuff. So if they get that recognition from like a notable artist or something, they'll be like, "Whoa, that's cool," or whatever. But they ain't bumping their music or nothing like that.
yeah,
Like, what? So ICP says what's up, so you say what's up, but otherwise, like,
right.
you
Yeah, I've
tripping.
been doing it for like quite a while, and my family was just kind of like, you know, meh about it, until I ended up going to New York City and I shot a video with Tones uh, in Queens, New York, and that video ended up getting like 100,000 views or something like that. And that's the one time that they actually like watched one of my videos and were like,
Right.
"Oh," and I think that's kind of when it clicked finally that it was like, "Oh, wow, like she's actually doing this. It's not just a dumb hobby. It's not just some, stupid thing that takes up her time
Right.
and, it's
Right.
actually like, oh, wow, she's actually kind of an artist."
Broken Nose asked, "Does Molly still perform with Billy?" I don't know what that is or who that
Um,
is.
Billy's my homegirl. She used to be my hype girl. She performed on the Gathering with me a couple times, and would come up on stage and rock out with me. I really like having a hype man. It's really like, oh man, it makes things so much easier because I don't do like backing vocals with my tracks, unless it's like the hook. I'll usually have the hook in the song, but when I perform live, I don't have anything else. I don't have punch ins. I don't have the backing vocals at all. So
Right.
it's just me carrying, for better or worse. It's just me carrying. Sometimes I mess up real bad, but yeah, Billy used to hype up my shows. So she hasn't done that in quite a while. I think the last one we did together was Juggalo Day 2017. Juggalo Day, that was in Detroit. That was the one with um, Ringmaster. I think it was the Ringmaster Juggalo Day. But yeah, Billy's the shit. She's always fucking been a down ass let, and I went to my very first gathering of the Juggalos with her. So I was, again, before I was even rapping, you know. So
Cyrus G said, "You're my new favorite now. Fuck a backtrack. That's legit."
dude, it's just when I first started out, like when you're performing, all I had was the beat. All I would have was the beat. I didn't have a recording setup to put the hook in or put backing tracks behind me. It wasn't an option. So for the first like 3 years or so that I was doing music and performing live, it's just you get on stage and you have the beat and that's it. And you've got to carry yourself over that beat for
Right.
3 verses and 2 hooks, right? Like you don't have a choice. Like that's just kind of, and now I do it just, again, for better or for worse. It might be better if I had some backing tracks. Maybe my live performance would be stronger in some areas, but I just feel like I need to be able to do it. If I can't get up on stage and I can't spit an entire 16 without needing help, then what the fuck am I doing? Is how I see it. Like, I will
Right.
practice that. I will practice that 16 until I get it. I will form the song in a way that if I don't have enough breath to spit those 16 bars, I'll change a word here or there, take a couple words out, shorten something so that I can. So that when I go and like when I go to record as well, that's the same mentality I have. Is I don't do punch-ins when I record. I'm not gonna do a couple lines and then, oh, I fucked up. Let's just punch in where I left off and do it. I don't do that. If I can't do that entire fucking 16 in one fucking
She,
shot,
no
I don't,
way.
then I gotta go back and do it again. Like that's kind of how I do it, just because like I feel like that's part of my craft, If like I have to be able to,
And
for me
that's
personally,
so
I really have a pet peeve about people having super loud backing tracks while they're performing, and like
it's
people that
so
just kind of they'll
crazy.
do
Cause see
they'll do a
that's
line here or there and then just let the thing play behind them. They'll do a line here or
listen, but
there and then just let the track play behind them, and I'm like,
you
I don't like
literally
it.
told us earlier
To
that
each their own.
No, no, yeah. You literally told us earlier that you do this not, I mean, for fun, but just, 'cause you enjoy it. You're not doing it for a career, but how you critique yourself, like, you might as well be trying to go all out. Like, you really, I can hear it and how you're talking about how you're like, well, I'm not gonna do that. And if I can't just spit it, I'm gonna just redo it or move on or whatever. Like, that whole
Yeah,
chopping and cropping or whatever the heck. Like, I mean, I
yeah,
think probably a lot of artists do that, and that's like your own devotion. It just shows. That's awesome. Jacob
yeah.
Waters asked, "Would you ever do something with Snow the Prada?"
Hell
And
yeah, hell
Mister
yeah. So
Mister
Snow the
Green Thumb asked, "Do they have Juggalo events in Canada? And if so, where?"
so they rarely have Juggalo events in Canada. We used to have mini gatherings, and a homie of mine just set it up. He rent out a bar. We just play the wicked shit all night. Sometimes have performances and stuff, and they got pretty hype back in the day. And then we kind of like stopped doing them for a while. But he's bringing it back. So in April, we're going to be having another mini gathering in Ontario. So any Ontario juggalos that want to come out, it's there's no cover, there's no you don't need tickets. It's literally just homies hanging out at a bar, listening to juggalo music though, like
Right.
so
It's got to start
yeah,
somewhere. That's awesome. Like
right? But
there
it's
is
different.
nothing
The
better
scene's
than
really different in
being
Canada.
around a group of your people. Like that's like
Yeah.
the best shit I think I ever do at almost every concert now that I go to. At some point, at least once, I stop looking up here on stage and everything that's going on, and I just look around and I listen to the raw fucking excitement and happy and overwhelming feeling of
Oh
the
yeah.
people with the same mindset, and they're happy about the same happy that you're happy about, and now we're happy together, and now we're all happy, and like that feeling is like it's something in itself. That's awesomeness.
Yeah, for
uh
sure. For
who
sure.
or
So yeah, but it's
what
different in Canada, like we don't have like as big of a juggalo
events?
scene. I find
Right.
like in the States, at like most major cities will have juggalo artists and have juggalos that
Right.
perform in that city or do shows in that city, and it's really not, they're very, very few and far between out here. There's really not a whole lot of juggalo artists, and like ICP, like they couldn't come to Canada for a long time, I think, because of criminal record issues and stuff like that. So they didn't come to Canada for a hell a long time. And
Right.
so like it's just like the scene isn't as built over here, right? Because we just don't get the same, like we don't get the same we don't get these artists, like juggalo artists or underground artists, coming through all the time. We're lucky if we get a clown show every couple of years kind of thing. But yeah, it's
Right.
definitely different. But whoop whoop, Canadian homies, we're bringing the mini gatherings back.
Are,
We're gonna bring
aren't
the
they
jugs
planning
together
on
again.
coming there on this world tour they're about to do? Aren't they like trying to do Australia and Canada and Europe or
Yeah, I think they said
something
that.
like that?
Yeah, yeah, they
I don't know if Humble's still in the chat. He keeps up on all that knowledge. He said he ain't nobody famous. The heck if he ain't. Like I bet he has those details. But yeah,
yeah,
uh, hopefully they do anyhow, and then maybe you get to see them and stuff even before
yeah,
the gathering. Because I know that
yeah.
starts in May. I gathered that from Humble's stream, in fact. uh, who or what inspired slash came up with your name slash logo if you have one? So, like, do you have a logo that's identifiably you that if it's on a shirt, a hat, something, then people know that's Molly Gruesome? And what is who is Molly Gruesome? Is that legitimately your name? Like, or did you just throw some wicked shit at the end and your real name's Beverly or something?
Yeah, actually, yeah, Molly is not my real name. um, so it is a moniker. But I do respond to it. Like if someone yells, "Hey, Molly!" Like
Right.
and like most people who've met me, I'd say past like 2010, most people know me as Molly, right? Like that's
Right.
it just yeah. So but I came up with it and I think probably a lot of rappers can maybe relate to this one. Um it was my MySpace URL. I had to come up with a MySpace URL when I made MySpace. It would be like myspace.com slash whatever.
Right.
Um, so I randomly I was watching this old cartoon. It's called The Last Unicorn. It's like an old 70s cartoon, and there's a character in it named Molly Grew, and she's like this badass bitch. And I like just I went to type that in, it was taken, and then I was just like, okay, Molly Gruesome, like just threw that on
Right.
there.
Right.
So I made that my MySpace name, and then it ended up becoming my rap name. But that's
Okay.
originally where it comes from. Molly Grew is a character from The Last Unicorn. So I don't know if anybody
Okay.
wants to check out a weird fucking 70s creepy kids cartoon. Like, because for some reason in the 70s and 80s, all the movies they made for children were nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie E.T.? It's terrifying. Oh my God. Why would children want to watch that? Yeah. So.
We were different breeds back then, I guess. Big Sis says MySpace days. Man, those were the days of ranking your friends and all kinds of shit. Like, you knew if you fucked up, you done dropped off the top 10 or some
Yeah.
shit, boy. And if you wasn't in that top three, you were mad. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I thought we were homies.
Right, right.
I miss the day
uh,
MySpace days too. MySpace was great for artists and sharing music and stuff. Like it was. I
right.
discovered a ton of artists that way through MySpace. And the problem is now is you have Facebook and stuff, and their fucking algorithm. You post something or post one of your videos, and out of your 1,000 Facebook friends, maybe 5 of them are going to see it. Like
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass.
Absolutely. Uh, do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Yeah. Oh, geez. I think my favorite comedy um, is Hot Rod. I'd say Hot Rod with Andy Samberg, where
Okay.
he's like plays the stuntman. That one's probably my favorite. It's fucking hilarious. And then as
Fair.
far as non-comedies go, I think like I'd say like Casino. I think Casino or Scarface are up
Ooh.
there. Those are
All
both
right.
good ones. Yeah.
So I never thought of like an like in specific a favorite comedy because like I like a lot of Adam Sandler movies and stuff like that, and he's just a constant comedian generally in his movies and whatnot. My go-to movie if I'm put on the spot is Blow with Johnny Depp because well that's just
Nice.
an awesome movie and I'm a Johnny Depp fanatic too. So
Yeah.
yeah, but Scarface, Casino, that's not bad. Fair. Um, okay, so I have got into my what I like to call the game questions. We have been live for an hour and 23 minutes. Not too shabby. I appreciate you taking that much time out of your day on a holiday. Like, thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Happy New Year's,
everybody that's
everybody.
been in here holding it down with us. But we just got these, they go by pretty quick, little quick either or questions, and then couple little multiple choice fill in the blank ones, and yeah. Thanks again, and pretty much I'm just gonna ask you one or the other, and you're gonna pick or say neither. I guess
Okay.
if you don't. Um, so the first one is Twix or Reese's.
Reese's.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Summer. Summer for
Right.
sure.
Day or night?
Night.
All right. That's me. I'm a night owl. I don't do mornings at all, even with
Right?
proper sleep. Like just stay away from me. Uh, Truck or car?
Car.
All right. Uh, you and your sweethearts going out on a date. Are you having them take you on a movie night or roller skating?
Ooh. I'd say movie night because I am not very athletic. And I would probably die if I tried to roller skate. Local rapper killed while trying to roller skate. Yeah.
Oh man. uh, Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Okay. The next one's for your fans. Which are you like more active on, Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram, definitely. I hate
And
Facebook. So depressing.
TikTok or X, aka old Twitter.
X, yeah. Twitter.
Okay. Um, I don't know. I think I'm pretty active on everything except Instagram. I don't necessarily like its posting method. Like maybe for artists it works out, but like for me, I can't put no links. Well, you can, but they're not clickable. And like
Yeah.
for my channel videos, and I mean, I try. People see it, and yours got quite the responses. But I think that's because you partnered with me, and all of your followers are like, "Oh, Molly." So that was kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know. Instagram ain't my biggest hit. At any rate, Pepsi or Coca Cola,
Coca-Cola. Drinking a
and
cherry Coke right now.
if it has to be a Fago, which one is it gonna be?
Rock and rye.
Ooh, yeah. My go-to is probably firework or cotton candy.
Nice.
Pie or cake?
Cake.
All right. You have to make a 3 mile walk in the rain, or you have to make a 5 mile walk in the desert, provided water and a couple shade spots.
The rain. I'd walk in the rain.
Yeah.
My Canadian
Uh,
blood would not be able to take the desert. I would definitely die doing that.
oh yeah. Is it like rather cool year round up in Canada, or
We're
like
pretty
what?
much like Michigan. Like where I'm
Oh,
at, it's pretty much just like Michigan. Yeah. If you get like further up north, like you could go all the way to the Arctic in Canada. Like it's,
right.
tundra, fucking Arctic tundra and polar bears and shit. But where I'm
Right.
at is pretty much just like Michigan.
Okay.
So it is cold
Fair.
right now.
Gotcha. Mexican food or Chinese?
Oh, that's tough. Shit. I'm gonna go with Chinese because Canada has absolutely abysmal Mexican food. Absolutely terrible. Terrible,
Oh
terrible
yeah.
Mexican food. I'll tell you, if you come over to Canada, don't go to a Mexican restaurant in Canada. I don't know why, dude. You go over the border and go into Michigan, and they have like awesome like authentic Mexican restaurants,
Right.
but it's shite here.
Man. All right. Tacos or burritos? If you
Tacos.
are okay. Um, Surfing or skateboarding?
Oh. Either one of those activities, I'd probably get seriously injured. Dang. Again, with not being athletic. I guess
Yeah.
I guess skateboarding. If I had to choose to get on a surfboard or a skateboard, I would go for the skateboard.
All right.
No
Yeah,
sharks when you're skateboarding.
True. I used to ride around on a skateboard and I could drop in a half pipe, but I could never do no tricks or nothing. And I myself have not been to the ocean, so yeah. All right, you were given $5,000 cash, but you have to pick one store and you have to spend it all immediately. Where are you going?
Huh. We're going to Walmart. We're going to Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, probably that's where I go.
Hell yeah. No, that's dope. I've had quite a few artists actually say that, and they've said it for like reasons that you could even get basic recording equipment or little
Yeah.
scratcher or whatever, their mic or something to do your basic recording. My only other female artist, by the way, you're my second female artist ever. Out of all the artists I've done, I've only done one other female, Bridget Bites, and she said Walmart, and she said she'd probably buy diapers and stuff for her kids, so she didn't have to worry for a while, and she could invest money elsewhere, however. So yeah,
Feel
that's
that, dude. I feel that. Yo, diapers and
pretty dope.
formula are crazy expensive. I don't know how anyone can afford to have a kid nowadays. I'm
Man.
certainly not having any more. One and done. One and done. I have a perfect child. She's amazing. She's awesome. I love her. If I had another child, it'd probably be the spawn of Satan.
Right, right. Uh, all right, I just have three fill in the blank questions for you, and we will get you out of here. Again, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for
Uh,
having me.
the first fill in the blank is my favorite vacation was blank.
Um, Cuba. Cuba was definitely my favorite.
Cuba.
Yeah. You guys
I
can't
bet it
go to
was
Cuba.
beautiful. No, yeah.
Y'all Americans can't go there. This is exclusive shit. I get to go to Cuba. Yeah.
That's
It's actually
I,
like it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. The people are super great. And yeah, I definitely really, really like going to Cuba.
I could imagine. Right on. That's a new answer. Uh, okay. The bicycle I had most as a kid was blank. Did you ride a bicycle, Molly?
I did. I don't even know what kind it would have been though.
My first bicycle that I really remember my mom getting, like a 20-inch, was a Huffy Rocket Power, or that's at least here in the States. And then the one I really had most, though, was either a Next or a Mongoose. It had some mags and the Fat Boy pegs on it. I thought I
That's
was cool shit.
That's the shit. I'm more thinking of like probably like the tricycle I had as a kid with the streamers on the
Yeah. Still had your training wheels on it? Are you talking about like the trikes, the metal bikes or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Yeah. That's it. uh, yeah, I don't know. It's just a random question. I know. Sadly enough, as a kid, we would grab whatever bike to get from one point to another, and then end up ditching the bike. So. Yeah, there's
Ah,
some of
yes.
that. And I got some karma from that too. Even as an adult, I had my scooter stolen out of my backyard. Like, man, but yeah, we
Karma's a
were,
bitch.
yeah, yeah, right. Ruthless little kids. And the last one I have for you is the best part about the beach is blank, and that's freshwater or salt.
Tanning. Tanning.
That's
I
cool.
love tanning, dude. As soon as it's like warm out and there's sun, that's what I'm doing. I'll be outside tanning. So to me, like I'll go to the beach and barely even swim. I just like laying in the sand and like catching rays, you know what I mean? You wouldn't know it from how fucking pale I am, but
Right.
and we are
Listen,
in the middle of
Molly,
winter, so
our
I guess
favorite part about the beach is you tanning, so it works. No, as a man, I want to say the women, but no, I'm more mature
Ladies.
than that. I like that, like just being there with nature, and like there's nothing bigger than Mother Nature. You can't beat that body of water physically. If you're out in the forest and you're looking at these trees that are just growing, and like you're never stronger than that tree, or so like I just have that whole aspect about it, and that's what I think I love most about going to a beach. I've never been to a saltwater beach. I probably would try to surf, but I'm also kind of scared of the sharks too. Like I don't want to get bit by a shark. The one time Wiggles decides to go out there, hey, whoop, whoop, like no,
Jaws gets
maybe
them.
for the dreadlocks, the saltwater would be great. I'd get it. I might hang out with the lemon sharks in the 3 foot water or something, but yeah. So
Yeah,
definitely, just being in nature and realizing, you're not bigger than it. So,
yeah.
absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your night on this holiday to hang out with us. Thank you, everybody that hung out with us in the chat. If you have any last minute shout outs or anything that you want to say, you can go ahead and say those. I will be getting all of Molly's links, whatever she wants you guys to know about, and follow her on social platforms, music platforms, whatever. We're going to get those links from her and put them in the description of this video so you can go find her, follow her, support her, show her some love, and all that after this video. But yeah, if you have any shout outs or last minute whatevers, you can go ahead and say those.
Shout out to you, Wiggles. Thank you so much for having me on. Thanks for putting on all these other artists as well. I think that like there's definitely it's really cool to get to see these kind of behind the scenes, I guess, and learn stuff about artists that in the underground that maybe aren't getting like interviewed on some of these other platforms, and there's still artists that like are super like important to the scene, and I think that's really
Absolutely.
fucking cool. So much appreciated. Shouts to everybody in the chat. I love you guys. Thanks for supporting me and coming out to chat it up with us today. And yeah, all my homies, all my juggalos, I love you guys. You guys are my lifeline. I would be completely lost without the juggalo world. So shouts to all my homies everywhere. I love you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like to end my streams by telling everybody to tell somebody you love them, especially on a night like tonight, being New Year's Eve. People are drinking, people are having a good time, people are partying, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that in my eyes as long as you're doing it responsible. But sometimes other people's actions affect our actions or cause us to have things that we weren't expecting. Just you don't know who needs to hear that, so tell somebody you love them. You might be the altering factor, or changing factor, deterrent factor that makes them make a better decision, or just makes them feel loved, or whatever. So
Right.
don't be ugly and love somebody. I'm Wiggles, and it's been great. We're out of here. Whoop, whoop!
Oh, much